affair you're so incensed about. She'll find out where he stands and tells him what strife and trouble will ensue if he lends countenance to your father's plan. Go on now. I'll catch him when he comes downstairs.
I want to hear this conference, and I will.
No, they must be alone.
I'll keep still.
Not you. You'll start a brawl. You'll stamp your foot and shout and spoil it all.
I won't have a perfect right.
Lord, you're a nuisance. Get out of sight. He's coming.
Yes. Now, how many times?
Probably like 60.
Ah.
I was just going to the prison now to share my last few coins with the poor wretches there.
Dear God, what affectation. What a fake.
You wished to see me?
Yes.
For heaven's sake, Carol, take this handkerchief before you speak.
What?
And cover that bosom. Girl, this flesh is weak, and unclean thoughts are difficult to control. Such sights as that can undermine the soul.
What's it? Your soul, it seems, has very poor defenses. And flush makes quite an impact on your senses. It's strange that you're so easily excited. My own desires aren't so soon ignited. If I saw you naked as a beast, not all your hide would tempt me in the least.
Girl, speak more modestly. Unless you do, I shall be forced to take my leave of you.
Oh, no. It's I who must be on my way. I've just one little message to convey. Madame is coming down and begs of you, sir, to have a word or two with her.
Gladly.
That had a softening effect. I think my guess about him was correct.
Will she be long?
That's her step, I hear. Ah, here she is, and I will disappear.
May heaven, whose infinite goodness we adore, preserve your body and soul forevermore, and bless your days, and answer thus the plea of one who is its humblest votary.
Thank you for that pious wish, but please do take a chair, and let's be more at ease.
I trust you are once more well and strong.
Oh, yes, the fever didn't last for long.
My prayers were far too unworthy, I am sure, to have gained from heaven this most gracious cure, but lately, madam, my every supplication has been for object your recuperation.
Oh, you shouldn't have troubled so. I don't deserve it.
Your health is priceless, madam. To preserve it, I'd gladly give my own in all sincerity.
Oh, sir, you outdo us all in Christian charity. You've been most kind. I count myself your debtor.
Was nothing, madam. I long to serve you better.
There is a private matter I'm anxious to discuss. I'm glad there's no one here to hinder us.
I too am glad. It floods my heart with bliss to find us alone like this. For just this chance I've prayed with all my power, but prayed in vain till this happy hour.
Oh, it won't take long, sir, and I hope you'll be entirely frank and unconstrained with me.
Indeed, there's nothing I'd rather do than bare my inmost heart and soul to you. And first, let me say that what remarks I've made about the constant visits you are paid are not prompted by any mean emotion, but rather by a pure and deep devotion, a fervent zeal.
Oh, no need for explanation. Your sole concern, I'm sure, was my salvation.
Quite so, and such great fervor do I feel.
Ah! Please, you're pinching!
'Twas from excessive zeal. I'd never mean to cause you pain, I swear. I'd much rather.
Oh, what can your hand be doing there?
Feeling your gown. What fine, soft-woven stuff.
Oh, please, I'm extremely ticklish. Oh, that's enough.
My, what lovely lacework on your dress. The workmanship is miraculous, no less. I've not seen anything to equal it.
Yes, quite, but let's talk business for a bit. They say my husband means to break his word and give his daughter to you, sir. Had you heard?
He did mention it, but I confess I dream of quite a different happiness. It's elsewhere that my eye has discerned the promise of bliss for which I yearn.
I see you care for nothing here below.
Well, my heart's not made of stone, you know.
All your desires mount heavenward, I'm sure, in scorn of all that's earthly and impure.
A love of heavenly beauty does not preclude a proper love for earthly pulchritude. Our senses are quite rightly captivated by perfect works our master has created. Some glory clings to all that heaven has made. In you, all heaven's marvels are displayed. At first, I trembled, lest this love should be a subtle snare that hell had laid for me. I vowed to flee the sight of you, eschewing a rapture that might prove my soul's undoing. But soon, fair being, I became aware that my deep passion could be made to square with rectitude, and by my bounden duty, I thereupon surrendered to your beauty. It is presumptuous, I know, on my part, to bring you this poor offering of my heart, and it is not my merits, heaven knows, but your compassion on which my hopes repose. You are my peace, my solace, my salvation. On you depends my bliss or desolation. I shall bide your judgment, and as you think best, I shall be either miserable or blessed.
Oh, your declaration is most gallant, sir, but don't you think it's out of character? You'd have done better to restrain your passion before you spoke in such a fashion. It ill becomes a pious man like you.
I may be pious, but I'm human too. With your celestial charms before his eyes, a man has not the power to be wise. And I know such words sound strangely coming from me, but I'm no angel, nor was I meant to be. And nothing, fasting, praying, nor tears my due, could stay my spirit from adoring you. My eyes, my sighs have told you in the past, but now my lips make bold to say at last. And if, in your great goodness, you would deign to look upon your slave and ease his pain, if, in compassion for my soul's distress, you'd stoop to comfort my unworthiness, I'd raise in thanks for that sweet manna an endless hymn, an infinite hosanna. With me, of course, there need be no anxiety, no fear of scandal or notoriety. Those young court gallants whom all the ladies fancy are vain in speech and action rash and chancy. When they succeed in love, the world soon knows it, and no favor is granted them, but they disclose it, and by the very looseness of their tongues profane the very altars where their hearts have lain. Men of my sort, however, love discreetly, and one may trust our reticence completely. My concern for my good name ensures the absolute security of yours. In short, I offer, my dear Elmire, love without scandal, pleasure without fear.
I have heard your well-turned speeches to the end, and what you urge I clearly apprehend. What if I might take a notion and tell my husband of your warm devotion, and that supposing he were duly told, his feelings towards you might grow rather cold?
I know, dear lady, that your exceeding charity will lead your heart to pardon my temerity, and you'll excuse my violent affection as human weakness, human imperfection, and that, O fairest, you will bear in mind. I am but flesh and blood, and I am not blind.
Some women might do otherwise, perhaps, but I shall be discreet about your lapse. I'll tell my husband nothing of what's occurred if, in return, you give your solemn word to advocate as forcefully as you can the marriage of Belair and Marianne, renouncing all desire to dispossess another of his rightful happiness. And another...
No! Will not hush up with this vile affair. I heard it all behind that sofa there, where heaven in order to confine the pride of this great rascal prompting me to have. Now I have my long-awaited chance to punish his deceit and arrogance, and give my father clear and shocking proof of the black character of his dear Tartuffe.